Welcome to A Mighty Blaze. I'm Jenna Blum, one of the co-founders of The Blaze, and today I am here with two of my favorite people in the entire world, Whitney Scharer and Sonya Larson, both of them authors, aka the co-founders of Boston's and New England's and the world's hottest new writing conference, the TBR conference, which is January 17th, 2026. Welcome, Whitney and Sonya.
Hi.
Thank you, Jenna. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Hi, I'm so happy to see you guys. Oh my God. Okay. For those of you who are new to The Blaze, welcome. We are a team of about 30 creative professional volunteers who started out during COVID linking writers and their new books with readers when COVID canceled all of the in-person book tours. Obviously, we are well beyond that, but we still love to bring you all things literary right to your living room where nobody even has to put on pants. If you like what you see here, please give us a like or a follow on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter, which I refuse to call X, on Substack, on Instagram. We are ubiquitous. And please consider signing up for our newsletter at www.mightyblaze.com. You'll never have literary FOMO ever again. No more FOMO. Nobody likes that. And today I am talking with Sonya and Whitney about this new conference that they're putting together. It's like being at the birth of a new literary planet. Like Planet TBR, which, as we all know, stands for
To Be Read.
To Be Read. Thank you. And I'm going to ask them questions about how they put this conference together and what it's going to offer writers and why you should all come and why you should all sign up. But first, I'm going to read their bios because, as I mentioned, they are both practicing authors. So, you ready for your bios?
Yeah.
Okay. Buckle up. Yeah. Whitney's short fiction, essays, and interviews have appeared in numerous publications, including Vogue, The Telegraph, The Tatler, and Bellevue Literary Review. Her first novel, The Age of Light, which I meant to get from my bookshelf so I could hold it up. It is so scrumptious and fantastic. Based on the life of pioneering photographer Lee Miller, is a Boston Globe and Indie Next bestseller and named one of the best books of 2019 by Parade, Glamour, Real Simple, Refinery 29, Booklist, and Yahoo, with many international prizes as well. And I decided not to make you listen to my French pronunciation to rattle off all of the prizes, especially France. Whitney is the recipient of a 2020 Massachusetts Cultural Council Artist Fellowship in Fiction, teaches in the Boston area, and is a co-founder of the Arlington Author Salon, a quarterly reading series. So she is already a literary community organizer. And Whitney designed our Blaze logo back in the day. She's our graphic designer. So if you've enjoyed looking at that little stack of books with the flame coming out of the top for 6 years, now you know who to thank. Welcome, Whitney.
Thank you, Jenna.
You're welcome, Whitney. And Sonya, your turn. Sonya Larson's short fiction and essays have appeared in Best American Short Stories 2017, American Short Fiction, American Literary Review. I need like more coffee just to read all the awards that you guys have accumulated. Poets and Writers, Writers Chronicle, Audible.com, West Branch, Salamander, Memorious, Solstice Magazine, Del Sol Review, Red Mountain Review, The Hub, and more. She has received honors and fellowships from Breadloaf, Vermont Studio Center, University of Wisconsin-Madison, St. Botolph Club Foundation, and was selected as Boston's 2018 One City, One Story author. For many years, she was the director of Grub Street's Muse and Marketplace literary conferences. So I know from personal experience that when it comes to running conferences, Sonya is the GOAT, greatest of all time. So welcome, Sonya.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God, I'm so glad to stop talking now. I'm going to let you guys start talking. Tell us about your new baby. Tell us about the TBR conference. I was going to read its bio, but then I was like, I'm just going to let you guys talk about it yourselves.
Yeah. Take it away, Sonya.
Sure. So, well, Whitney and I, as you alluded to, we have known each other for 20 years, I believe, and we've worked together on many, many literary events, big and small. And we noticed that, I mean, Jenna, you know this firsthand, literary events and conferences really took a hit during COVID. And we obviously were all isolated from each other for a long time. Some very large and distinguished literary conferences, including Book Expo America, BEA, got the axe during COVID. And also the Muse in the Marketplace also was recently discontinued last fall. And so Whitney and I, we've always been wanting to find a way to work together again. And about a year ago, we said, like, wait a minute, we feel as if the Boston writing community, which we are so privileged to know very well, still may want a conference, even though one doesn't exist anymore. And so we put out a survey to the Boston writing community last January, and we said, do people still want a conference? Do we still want an opportunity to all get together every year? And we thought like 7 people would respond to it, and instead 300 people responded, and the answer was a resounding yes. And interestingly, we asked folks, what would you want to get out of a conference? And the number one thing that they wanted was community. They wanted a place for us all to come together, like-minded souls, to talk all things writing, all things publishing. And they tended to fall into one of 2 groups. One were writers who have yet to publish their first book and are gearing up to do so. So they're looking for an agent, they're getting ready to query, they're researching who might be right for them, and learning about the publishing process. And then a solid half of the respondents were authors who already have a first published book. Maybe they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And as you know, authors who are already established, it's not as if all their problems go away. They actually have yes, they have their own unique set of publishing concerns, their own unique set of marketing concerns, whether it's I feel my agent isn't getting back to me, or that my last book didn't sell well and now my publisher maybe doesn't want to work with me anymore, or I got this scathing review in a prominent magazine. What do I do? And interestingly, to our knowledge, there isn't yet a conference out there that spotlights those unique concerns for established authors. So we want to kind of do that as well. So we formed this whole conference. It's taking place January 17th, 2026 at Lesley University on one day. We formed this entire set of programming in direct response to what the people want, what they said they were interested in. And I'll pass it to Whitney if you have more to add.
Yeah, I mean, that was an excellent description of it. And I feel like the only thing to add is just this, just to build on this idea of community, like this feeling of excitement that, people feel about coming together. And like we have all these amazing sessions that are taking place throughout the day. And I am excited about all of them, but I'm also just excited at the idea of like people spending the whole day together and connecting with old friends, making new friends, and like walking away feeling like they're not alone in the writing process, like just feeling like this is a shared endeavor. This is like something that, it's worth doing. It's fun. We want there to be like a feeling of like positivity and fun at this conference that I think that's the juice that keeps you going. I just feel like if you don't have that, it gets hard to sit at your desk every day. And I went to local author Crystal King's launch. She had her launch for her latest novel on Tuesday, it's called The Happiness Collector. It looks really, really great. And there were like a bunch of people who were there who were coming to the conference. And I was just like, oh, this is going to be magic. Like we're all just going to come together and have a blast. And it's just going to be really fun. So everybody who's looking for fun should come.
So fun and support. And I think it's so I have many, many questions, but I totally share the need for this. I think the online community is great and it's real. And it pulled us through the pandemic, and it connects us with people across the country and across the globe. Like our own producer here today is in Chicago, and I feel like she's one of my dear friends because we have this online support. But there also was something that I think people need that is tangible, and you don't know if the world still really exists if you don't see it in person in some ways. Like I went to a book event in September, and it was the New England Independent Bookseller Association conference. And I was in a hotel with a whole bunch of book people. It was like all of us trying to look dressed up, being totally geeky, wearing lanyards, talking about books. And I almost cried with gratitude that I was like, it's still here. Book world is still here. So people can go to TBR and plug right into book world and like meet new friends. And if you already know this community a little bit, then everybody is in one place. It's like a great lightning rod.
Yeah. And we, as Whitney and I were planning for this, we've been having many, many meetings with literary agents, bookstore owners, publicists, book media folks. And really trying to get a sense of what would you want if we could create an event wholly new for today that's relevant to you. What would you like to see? And it's been so interesting. And this is one aspect that we hope to build out in future years. But there are specific needs that agents want from an in-person event that they're not getting right now. There are specific needs that bookstore owners want. They want to talk to each other, and there aren't necessarily like robust opportunities to do that right now. And so we hope this is year one, but it's already going quite well, knock on wood. And so we hope to just build out more of that side of things, the whole bookmaking ecosystem and everyone who's involved in it, especially in the Boston area. Like, how can we create like really meaningful connections for each other?
Yeah. I love that. What do agents want? We all think as writers that like agents don't actually need anything. They just sit back on these cushions and wait for the writers to deliver up our manuscripts like on silver platters and be like, please take the baby, please take it. While I jump off the ship. Like, what do they need? What do agents need?
I think it's hard. I think it's hard to be an agent, you know? I mean, I think like we were actually, it's funny, Sonya and I were just talking about that this afternoon on this other meeting that we were on, like just kind of everyone wants something from you when you're an agent. And I think that probably gets sort of taxing. And I think one thing that's been awesome is how excited the agents are to participate in this conference. And we have this piece of the conference that's already closed for this year, so I won't talk about it in huge depth, but it's called the Publishing Matchmaker Program. And it's essentially a way for writers to meet one-on-one with agents. But we, instead of writers just like going online and picking like, I want to meet with these 2 agents, we actually have them all submit their work to this app that we built, and then the agents select which writers they are excited about. So it's kind of like Tinder, because the writer can say they're interested in the agent, and then the agent has to say they're interested in the writer, and then it creates this little double match like Tinder. But like these agents had to read a lot of manuscripts. Like we had a lot of people who participated in the program, and they were so enthusiastic and excited about it. And lots of them actually ended up matching with more writers than we had asked them to or expected them to. And they're all like, great, I'm excited, I can't wait. And I think that they're just as interested in coming together and meeting people face to face as writers are. I think it's like a different way to connect with the work than what they're used to in their daily lives.
Yeah, I mean, the whole impetus, sorry, do you mind if I just blather out? The whole
don't box them, yeah.
The whole impetus for this, as we all know so painfully, is that when writers go seeking agents who might be a good match for their work, the burden is almost entirely on the writer to determine who might be a good fit for them. You can look up like how to find an agent guide. You can go to online databases. You can talk to your friends who know agents, blah, 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 and try to make connections. And our suspicion has always been, through like real and anecdotal evidence, that writers aren't necessarily great at knowing which agents are great for their work. And it's not their fault necessarily, because agents are obviously trying to find work that matches their subjective personal taste, that matches what they're looking for in the market, but also agents have their own singular career-driven choices that impact which manuscripts they take on. Like in our conversations we've been having with agents, some say, look, if I'm trying to make partner in my agency, I need to go a certain strategy. Or if I want to break out on my own and start my own agency, I'm going to go a different strategy. If I want to just like agent part-time, I'm going to have it. And this is all really important information on the agent side that we as writers don't have access to. Like we're not going to. And so it seems kind of silly that the old model puts the burden entirely on writers to make these choices for themselves. So we have flipped that on its head and tried to make the agents first say, no, here's who I want for whatever reason, you know? And what's fascinating is I don't have this graph that I can pull up for you right now, but I'm like kind of obsessed with it. Like after we made this app and went through this process, what's been totally fascinating is that we have found that writers are indeed not very good at choosing agents who like their work. And the reverse is also true. There's been an enormous number of agents choosing writers, and those agents were not even on that writer's radar to begin with. So I will stop with the nerding out for a second, but we're really our hope is that this will result in meetings at TBR that are only productive and only meaningful for both writer and agent, and they don't waste people's time and money and energy.
That's so interesting. I actually was going on a hike earlier today and was talking about one of the writers who is going to the conference and participating in Publishing Matchmaker, and she this cat, the tail just went by. Okay. Oh my gosh, hello. Wait, what is the cat's name?
Meatball. Sorry.
Meatball. We like a good meatball here at Blaze. We are a friend of cats, dogs, and meatballs. But I just loved how the tail just came across the screen. She's like, "Hello, I'm also here." I'm waiting for Whitney's dogs to come in and be like fighting.
They'll be here. Don't worry.
Yeah, my dog didn't sleep. He's like, "You're so boring." Anyway, so I was in the woods, and this woman who I know very well, who's a very talented writer, has been sending her work out to agents for like 20 years. And she got matches through the Publishing Matchmaker program. And she was like, I would never have thought to submit to these people. So like, maybe we're just really bad at assessing ourselves and our genres. Maybe it is like Tinder, which Whitney seems to know a lot about. I'm just going to leave that there. But it's just like, you're swiping on people who you're like, I think this is my type. This is my type. But you don't, you never know. Like there's a sort of ineffability about the process that hopefully will bring people together in productive ways. So Publishing Matchmaker is such a genius program. And it was something I was going to ask about. It is closed for the year, you said, right? So if people sign up for the conference, they can't get in because it was so in demand. It filled up really quickly.
It filled up very, very quickly. And we had to close that part of the program early because the agents now have to read all the writers' manuscripts before they meet with them. So we had to give them time to do that. But it is definitely making an appearance in 2027. We're hoping bigger and better because we did have a lot of people who were really excited about it this year.
Excellent. I love this. And for people who are watching who are maybe not in the Boston area, is this something that you would consider expanding so that you could offer it year round? Because getting your work to agents, as we all know, is so hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that we're trying to think of how we could do something like that. The experience at the conference is like a cool way to like test it out and see what works and what doesn't. And we're excited to kind of get feedback from all the participants and the agents afterwards to see if there is a way to make it bigger. I'm not sure, but for now, definitely this year and 2027 at the conference for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Like lots of swiping, maybe an app or something. I'm praying for that. For all the writers out there who need agents and all the agents who are tired of wading through inboxes full of literally thousands of queries.
Yeah.
So, and for people who are coming to the conference and who want to come to the conference, if they missed out on signing up for Publishing Matchmaker, can they network with agents and editors? Are there opportunities to do that?
Yep. Almost every, not every, but many of the agents who are participating in Matchmaker are on panels. We have like a big cocktail party at the end of the day that they'll be coming to. So it's like the whole point of that is networking and hanging out. And then there's a giant party Saturday night that's called One for the Books that's at this Puerto Rican nightclub in Central Square, and it's gonna be so super fun, and lots and lots of the agents are coming to that as well. So there's plenty of opportunity to meet and chat.
Good. Agent stalking is what we're really talking about.
Agent stalking
In a nice way, in a nice and respectful way, not like with a rabbit in a pot kind of thing.
Yeah. I think if they go to the parties, like they know, they know what's gonna happen.
They're probably wearing like wetsuits, Is the party also, is it sort of an add-on to the conference, or is it included in the conference when you sign up?
It is, you can add it on. If you attend the conference, you can add it on and you get like a discount on the party ticket as a conference attendee, but you can also come to the party, just the party itself. And it really is going to be so fun. We're having this like literary confessions reading featuring like 3 or 4 really awesome writers. We're having literary tarot readings that Jenna is one of the people doing. We're going to have a jazz trio. We're going to have like writer DJs, like a curated playlist. It's really going to be a blast.
Oh my God, if you guys only knew how to have fun. I mean, it's just it's so sad. I will be at the party, you guys. I will be there. Even if I weren't going to the conference, even if I weren't invited to the party, I would still go to the party. Tell us about some of the panels. I'm really excited about them. I want to know, so Whitney has this theory about writing books that I hope you don't mind if I share. There's like the secret boyfriend theory. Like there's
I was like, oh no, I was like all worried.
well, I mean, you should be worried about this, obviously, but it's like there is the book that you're supposed to be working on, and then there's like the book that you actually love to work on. That's like your luscious little secret boyfriend book. And I'm wondering if you guys each have like a secret boyfriend panel or event at the conference. So you're just like, don't tell the others, but this one is my favorite.
I have a couple of favorites I'm super psyched about. And again, we literally just took the list of all the topics that our survey respondents said they were burning to discuss. And we just formed sessions around the most popular ones. And two, I mean, this literally, thank you to everyone out there who's listening, who contributed to this, because like we never would have even thought about this, but this is how awesome the Boston writing community is people have amazing ideas. And we got a lot of questions that were about like potentially sensitive topics that authors out there wanted to discuss, but they wanted to do so in a way that, you know, could be kind of anonymous and meaningful, but they didn't want to like bare their soul. So from that, we formed these two panels. One of them is called the Publishing Relationship Advice Column, and the other one is called the Resilience Advice Column. So the Publishing Relationship Advice Column will be a chance for all the attendees to anonymously submit questions to our expert panel about questions related to various publishing relationships that they have that they're struggling with. You know, like, I'm afraid to talk about this thing, or I feel like my publicist doesn't really get my book and they're trying to form this campaign around it that I just doesn't feel right to me. How do I talk to them about this? I feel as though my editor won't return my calls, or, you know, am I being a diva or blah, 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 you know, but it's all anonymous, which I love. And so the panel will just like take questions out of a hat and answer them. And we're really super excited about that. And then the same format is true for this Resilience Advice Column. And that is a place where people can submit questions like, I got this scathing review in the New York Times, or God, I'm trying to think of the ones that you have already sent us. Like, tell me, Whitney, if you could remember.
Or just like, I've been querying for 10 years and I just don't know what the hell to do. You know, like, I mean, it can be really anything.
Mm-hmm. Anything that you really would like amazing advice from like some very sage, wise authors who have seen it all and who have helped counsel many amazing writers out there. You would love to get some meaningful advice, but it's anonymous, you know. And I'm partially about that because I think oftentimes, you know, we live in this world where we post on social media all of our writerly successes and wins. We don't usually post about like, oh my God, I like nobody bought my book, or like I'm, you know, or like, you know, all the things that like make us feel insecure, etc. But the truth is, I feel like every writer, no matter how successful outwardly, like they struggle with those things. And so for us to kind of share them in an anonymous setting, it will hopefully help us all realize like, look, your fear is the same as my fear, or, you know, we've all experienced these same things. So I'm really psyched about those.
That is so great. I mean, there is a sort of revolving bookcase aspect to the writing life, especially online when you like go out in public and everything seems to be great. But behind the scenes, every single writer I know is a creature plagued by misery and doubt on a daily basis. All of us. And it doesn't even matter how successful you are in reality or appear to be. Like, there may be 3 writers in the whole world who like don't care about this because they don't need to. Nobody likes them. I mean, maybe we kind of like them, but like still, like, they're very, very rare. I can think of one right now, as a matter of fact, but they're very, very rare. And the rest of us are all like, oh my gosh, if you have the thing, is the thing going to be taken away? Or if you had the thing, are you struggling to hold on to the thing? Or how do you get the thing? Or, you know, the thing being that elusive success. So I think you're going to create such amazing camaraderie with that, both of those panels. Actually, I'm very excited to attend both of them. And Whit, do you have favorite panels or events? What's your secret boyfriend at this conference?
I do. Yes, it's so funny. Like, I hadn't thought about it as our secret boyfriend panels, but it totally is. It's like the little one you can't stop thinking about, right? I'm really psyched about this panel that we're doing about AI and creativity. That's probably, I feel like I've like spent more time sort of thinking about that and getting excited about that than maybe any other panel, just because I feel like it's such an interesting topic. It affects us all, and it's such a meaty subject that's both positive and negative. And so we're trying to make the panel has it has a couple writers, it has the director of policy from the Authors Guild, and so who did the Anthropic lawsuit. So it's and the authors that we have are people who have like engaged with AI in various ways. And so we're looking to create something that's like a really balanced discussion about like, this technology is out there. It's terrible in many ways, but it's also like something that isn't all terrible, and it's something we have to engage with. So that's and Mark Cecil is who the Thoughtful Bro. Yeah, there he is in the in the chat window. Is the moderator of that, and I know is going to just like steer that conversation in the best possible way. So I'm super psyched about that one, and I'm going to tell you one other one, which is I'm also really excited. I guess I'm excited for the sort of big picture conversation sessions, because I'm really psyched about the panel that we're doing with, or really it's just a conversation. It's Celeste Ng and Caleb Gale, and they're talking together about being like a good literary citizen and being like an activist in the literary world. And both of them have done that both in their work and in their lives in really, just really meaningful ways. And I feel like I am just constantly like, how can I do that? Like, how can I be a better person in the world considering everything that's going on? And I just think that it's going to be just like a total download of brilliance from those two amazing writers.
I think just as a sort of a side note to that last big picture question and conversation, somebody said to me this past year when I was kind of fretting about being a writer in a time of such political terribleness, that one thing that fascism really hates and authoritarianism really hates is community. So I feel as though asking yourself, what can you do to be a better person in a terrible time? Like, you are doing that because you're creating this community and growing this community. So yeah, I hope to hear Celeste say that with her conversation partner. I give you guys a big shout out. Tell us a little bit about the little touches maybe that make this conference different from other conferences, like maybe special little things. You mentioned a lot of really fun things, and I think that one thing that these women are really good at is fun. I can say this because I've been friends with both of them for 25 years. I have pictures of Whitney setting fire to a cake in my apartment. It was fun. I mean, that probably just sounds frightening, but it was actually super fun. And I have a picture of Sonya in a glitter onesie, so there's that. So tell us, will there be flaming cakes and glitter onesies at this conference?
I mean,
never say never.
Jennifer Blum is coming, our Lit Chick interviewer. She has the entire truckload of glitter onesies. So there probably will be many glitter onesies, unbeknownst to you, at your conference. Anyway, go ahead, please take the question.
It's so fun that you mentioned that, because Whitney and I literally had a meeting a couple weeks ago, the whole subject of which was just fun. Like let's brainstorm all the ways that we can make this conference as fun as possible, because I don't know about you, like, even if this is the most like brilliant conference of all time or whatever, if it's not fun, like, we will not enjoy doing this. Like, it has to be fun. And that's what writers have told us they want to. They just also want to just have a good time with like their community. So some of this we can share, some of it we can't share, I feel like, right, Whitney? Because
I know, I'm like, we can't reveal the fun, Sonya.
We can't reveal the fun, but I will say I could say a few things that we're doing that we think are really cool. One is, again, in the spirit of community and like being a part, not just of the literary and publishing community in Boston and beyond, but in the community of Boston generally, is we are going to have these like cool Valentines that people can write and fill out and make their own at TBR. And then a volunteer of ours, Dolores Johnson, who's amazing and incredible.
Oh, I love her. Oh my God, I love her.
Sorry. She's so cool. She's so cool. And she is organizing all of this, and she's going to take all of these amazing Valentines donated to TBR and donate them to, there's like a program that's happen to the city of Boston, and they get donated for distribution on Valentine's Day to older adults who live in the Boston area and like maybe alone on Valentine's Day. So that's just like a really cool thing that we thought would be fantastic to do. And the timing is great because our conference is about a month before Valentine's Day. So that's one thing. What other fun things can we reveal at this stage, Whitney?
I don't know what else we can reveal. I will say that I just love the idea of writers sitting around this arts and crafts table. Like it really is. We're going to have like glitter and stickers and, just like a chance to just like hang out and make a Valentine for somebody, which feels fun. And we're having a book drive for More Than Words. We're supporting More Than Words, which is is a program that they have physical bookstores that employ youth from around Boston and like teach them about running a business. And so all of the books get donated to them. So we're doing that. And then I don't know, I feel like I want the other stuff to be a surprise because I think, I don't know, I think it's fun to just like come across something that's fun. So I think we'll stop there. And I think the party on Saturday night too is like the tarot reading is going to be super fun. And, I think there's a lot of like just joyful stuff happening at that as well.
I can guarantee you guys that the party is going to be bonkers. So you should definitely come to that and definitely come to the conference. How many spaces are even left? Like Publishing Matchmakers sold out. Like, do you have spaces for people to sign up still?
I think there are 60 spots left or so out of 300. So we're getting close.
I think we'll probably, it feels like maybe we'll sell out by the end of the year, So I think if people are thinking of signing up, they should not wait until New Year's Day. They should get on it now. Just
right, do not dally. And also, I will say, like those of you who are watching, if you're a writer, if you know a writer who has been wading through some of these issues, which which is basically again all but 3 writers in the whole world, like this would make a great gift. And I know that our amazing producer has put the link to conference in the chat, and you can find it there, but we will repost it. But it makes a good gift for any writer in your life to go to this and just have a day where you're hanging out with your writer people. Like one of the reasons that I live in Boston is not like my great love of the Red Sox. It's because Boston has a lot of writers in it. And there's nobody who understands what your life is like as a writer, except other writers. Like we're a bunch of weirdos, as you know, if you're like married to a writer. Like we are really quite peculiar and have our own specific needs for care and feeding. And so, if you love a writer, give the writer the gift of this conference. Okay, Karen, if you don't mind, our amazing producer is going to put up some questions from our audience.
Great.
Well,
brilliant.
When I'm the producer, I'm always like, wait, you didn't give me a heads up for that. And then I'm like scrambling. Okay, audience question. Will the conference be posted online so people can watch or recorded? And how do we access? That's a great question. Thank you, Karen.
That is a fantastic question that unfortunately we can't fully answer right at this minute. Sonya and I were just talking about this at the same meeting we were at this afternoon, where we are planning on recording, if not the entire thing, then definitely big portions of it. And we will be like putting that content either as a podcast or online in some fashion, but we are still figuring that out. There's a big long to-do list, and that item is still on it. So
amazing. Actually, I have a piggyback question. Like, how the hell are you guys even doing this? Like, you both work, you're both practicing writers, like you both have kids. Like, how much time has this taken in your life so far? Like, give us like a week in the life of the TBR co-founders and like, what?
Sonya, what do you...
For me, it has literally all year. It has looked like I have a full-time day job. Yeah. I do the day job, and then I pick up my child, put my child to bed, and then I do this all evening. But you know what? It's like so fun. Like, yes, it's like it's a huge labor of love. Like, there's no question. But Whitney and I, like, we really love this community. Like, we genuinely care about writers. That sounds so weird, but like I think as a writer too, like, when you're just being like sold something like from a sort of soulless position or whatever, versus when like something like The Blaze, like, no, people running this like really care about writers and making life easier and better and more effective for what they're trying to do. And so I'm like, I don't know, I'm having the time of my life. I wish this was my day job.
Be careful what you wish for, because it sounds like it potentially could be. You're going to be like creating the Tinder for Writers app, which I think is like my new favorite thing to say.
What about you, Whitney?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar, except I definitely have a more flexible schedule than you do, but I'm just constantly like sitting down and working on this, but with a feeling, never with a feeling of like, resentment, more just like, oh, hell yeah, we're like making it happen. And I think like, probably everybody has worked in situations where you have like complementary skills with the people that you work with in situations where you don't. And I feel like this is like one reason I really wanted to do this with Sonya is I just think like Sonya makes these amazing, Sonya is like so organized and amazing. And I don't know how it would be possible without her. And I feel like I hope she feels the same way about me. I think we have, we have like very complementary work skills. And I think that's how we're getting it all done.
I think it would be so funny if Sonya were actually Whitney.
I know. Like it all falls apart right here. Like on
problem with the way that you have been telling me to do the spreadsheet. I just wanted to bring up before it gets worse. I had this question down actually for people who don't know you, who might be watching. Like, this is my When Harry Met Sally question, and they like interview the couples and they're just like, you just know, like, about a good melon. Like, tell us about the when Whitney met Sonya, when Sonya met Whitney moment. Like, how do you guys even know each other? And did you know, just like, about a good melon, that you were destined to work together?
I mean, I first met Whitney when we worked together at Grub Street, literally 20 years ago. I had just moved from Wisconsin, where I went to college. And I got this little job at this center, which then had like 2.5 employees or something. And I actually always tell this story to friends of mine. Like, will forever, ever be thankful that I got to work with Whitney and that Whitney was my direct supervisor, because she's taught me so much, not just about like literally how to make things like this, but just how to be like a good leader. I just feel like she's just totally that rare sort of person who like takes responsibility and like knows what's important and what's not important and is funny, and like it's just, I don't know, I've like totally I'm not to just make you blush, but it really has meant the world to me. It always will.
And Sonya, the story that I was going to tell,
oh boy,
now that you've just been like so sweet and so wonderful, and I'm like, is that Sonya started as a volunteer at Grove Street, and this is just for like a week, and then we hired her. Like, we were like, oh, we have to hire Sonya. But she came in like on her second day as a volunteer, and she was like, you guys, I stopped at this like sweet little bakery around the street and I brought pastries. And we're like, oh, that's like so ridiculously nice. She's like, it's called Oven Pen. And we were like, oh my God, like Sonya from Minnesota and like the Oven Pen pastries. And I do always think about that moment, because it was so sweet of Sonya to bring the pastries, and just such a cute like moment, like window into somebody's personality. And I just loved it. So
I love that. And did everybody just like kind of play along? You're like, oh, that's will you tell us where that is? Like,
everybody being the 2 employees of Grub Street. So
yeah,
but yes, we were like, oh, what is it? Oven Pen? Huh?
Is it Oven Pen? Like for writers? Oh, okay, that sounds so great. Oh my God, that is the sweetest, like about a good melon story ever. That is so great. I love that. It's a joy for me to watch you guys doing this giant orchestral maneuver. Basically, it's almost like writing a book, I was thinking, when you were talking about putting it all together, because it's such a big endeavor and takes a really long time. It's always better when it's done with somebody else, I think, but so many of us as writers are autocrats, and it's so nice to watch you pull this together. If you had like a blooper reel so far for it, like what would you say, like in the process of creating this big architecture for the conference? Is there just a moment where you were like, yeah, not that?
Oh, there's been many, I feel.
Oh God, yeah. There have been many. I think one thing that would be so funny, not here right now, but we started making this like agenda for our weekly meeting, where we just write down every single thing. And sometimes it's just like completely stream of consciousness, like, I just don't even know what the hell, like just our little comments to each other as bullet points in the meeting agenda. So that's always fun to read.
It's like feet, like, okay, it's working. Blow.
Yeah. Exactly.
We should have that as like a wallpaper in like one of the rooms, just like print it all out and just post it. Just like wallpaper the whole room with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're having this big party Saturday night, which we're super psyched for. This is one example. Initially, I was like, I don't want any seats. I want the people dancing. Like, let's have an amazing good time. And then I went to this party a couple weeks ago. There were no seats, and I was dying. Like my old ass was dying, especially in heels, which I haven't worn since before the pandemic. And so I immediately like told Whitney, I'm like, I changed my mind. We need seats.
I believe the agenda says like my old ass needs a chair.
That's so funny. I know. It's like, meanwhile, I'm picturing like the pre-seat Sonya is like shooting at people's feet to make them dance, like you will dance. We'll dance at this party.
Sonya used to do the worm, like that
still-
was her signature dance move.
I will still do it at this party. I will do. It's actually not the worm; it's the dead worm.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
Do you just lie there? Is that
my
you just
invention.
lie? You just lie
I'm
on the floor?
telling you, it works. I'm telling you.
If
I
there
will-
was ever a reason to go to a writing conference, you now know what it is. It is the dead worm. I'm so excited for that. Don't forget, you could just go to the party, but you really should go to the party and the conference. Like I'm so excited to see the dead worm.
Oh, you'll see. You'll see it.
Okay, good. I can do the I don't know what the jazz hands. That's it though. And
That's
like
good.
strange things that people won't allow me to do anymore on the dance floor. But anyway, okay, I think we have a couple more questions. Karen, if you could pop one up. It's from our thoughtful bro, Mark Cecil, the moderator of the AI panel. Tell us, what is one thing you're doing at this event that is capital letters totally unique, like that no one has ever seen before, in addition to the dead worm?
I mean, I think I like Sonya, maybe you have a better answer. I was going to say the publishing matchmaker program is, I
It's
think,
the app.
unique.
Yeah. It's the app. I mean, it's been funny. We've actually had numerous people hearing about this and contacting us, including the Times of London randomly, like interviewing a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and like it, because I think people see the potential. Like we understand that this age-old process of trying to find an agent is not terribly effective, and there has to be a better way of doing it. And so we're proud to say we've built this app, and it seems to be working. And obviously we have more things we want to do to improve it, but like if it continues, if these meetings end up being successful, which we certainly hope they will, then the sky's the limit in terms of what we can do, how we can improve that app even more to make it even more effective at finding good matches between agents and writers, which both sides desperately want, actually. Like agents also say, like, it's hard sifting through all these manuscripts trying to find one that's right for us. Like they would love a better way to do it, and obviously writers want it too. So that's probably the most unique thing, I would say.
I love that, the app, the publishing matchmaker app. So we have Publishers Matchmaker, Tinder for Writers, we have the dead worm, we have panels, we have roundtables, we have the party. You guys should definitely sign up for this conference if you haven't done so already. The seats are going fast, not a pushy realtor sell, actual facts. And it is January 17th, 2026 at Lesley University in Boston from 9 to 5, right? Oh, is there food at this conference? Asking for a friend.
There's a little bit of food, but there's food at the party, actually delicious food like empanadas, which are one of my favorite things. But there's a lunch hour, and actually all the conference attendees will be going out to lunch on their own at all the fabulous restaurants around Porter Square. So, of
which ceremony is there? Oba and pan though? There should be Oba and pan at this conference.
There's a Panera, so it's like basically Oba and pan, right?
I'm gonna have to find some Oba and pan from like eBay and bring it in for Sonya. It's gonna be from 2002, but it will still be delicious.
Is there even Oba and pan anymore? I don't.
No, I don't think so. I think Panera came along and squashed it. I remember there was one in Harvard Square. There was one in Central Square.
They were everywhere. Anyway,
it might just be a beautiful memory now, but if there is some, I will find it. So if you had like one last thing that you wanted to tell to your audience, your curious and adoring audience at this moment, what would it be?
I would just say that I feel like part of the reason that this has been this labor of love has been fun is because there is so much goodwill coming from the community, and I just feel really thankful for that. Like all the people who are yay. Like we're excited about this. That makes us feel good every day that we're working on it.
Yeah. And I would say, like, come, you're welcome to, please, you will be welcomed with open arms. You belong here, whether you've been to a million conferences before as a established author, as a speaker, whatever, or whether it's your very first conference you've ever been to, etc. Like, there will be something really valuable for you here. And we absolutely welcome you with open arms, and we know the community will too. So please come.
I love that. Thank you guys. I'm beyond excited for this conference. I am so excited. There was like a week when I'm like, they didn't ask me to do anything at the conference yet, and I'm still going. Like I would be the person creeping around in the bushes because I'm like so excited. Billy, thank you for asking me to do some things. But everybody go online. Karen has posted information about TBR. You can still get your tickets. You can get them for the party. You can get them for the conference. You can get them for both. But I would not dawdle about that. And meanwhile, thank you for joining us and learning about this incredible new thing that my friends are growing here for the Boston area and for New England and for writers everywhere. Whitney and Sonya, thank you so much for joining us today on The Blaze. And we'll see you in January.
Yay. Thank you so much, Jenna.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend with lots and lots of reading. Take care.